very much for 52,000 people watching the videos. 52,000 people, wow. So I have been asked to go in and explain a little bit about working from basics. And by basics, I was explaining about building things on simple shapes, and how to have a creative vision on top of very basic shapes like circles, sausages, squares. And so in this video I'm going to break that down for you, because I think some of the things that I've been explaining maybe need a little bit more depth for how to springboard that creativity that you've got. And it basically is trying to simplify your mind. It's really about breaking your mind down into simple shapes. And if you can control how your mind is thinking about these simple shapes, you can really let go and have a much more of an expressive drawing, and think about your line work, and to actually enjoy the drawing better. They actually really get into an enjoyment of doing a drawing rather than a stressful, heavy kind of achievement. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes and break it down into some very basic shapes. We'll think of a character and we'll break down some simple shapes, and we'll build on those simple shapes. And so that's what the next video is. So pop on and let's see what we do. Okay, so basic shapes when you're designing a character, or when you're drawing. If you control how your mind is thinking about simple shapes, it gives you a much more expression when you're creating, when you're drawing. And it makes this whole thing of putting down the line work a much more enjoyable adventure. So let's just try and play with some shapes. Let's just come up with some kind of body. Maybe we want a little bit of a fat body. So let's kind of come up with some kind of big dome. Okay, we're just going to make this up as we go. There it is. A nice big kind of dome shape, which is like a little fat body. We want to try and come up with something, maybe a head. So we'll come up with, just again, I'm just taking that off the center just to kind of give us a little bit more kind of dimension to the character. So that is our basic circle. Again, we've got a big kind of dome and a circle. So that kind of gives us this fat-bodied, small head character. Let's give him some nice skinny legs. So let's give him some long, thin, skinny legs. Just to simplify the shapes down. There's nothing there that is detailed. There is nothing there that is complexed. Feet, again, let's mirror this shape. I like this dome. So I'm going to just kind of give him some big feet. Something like that. And that is nothing complex at this moment. This is how we're training our mind to draw. We're drawing a dome with a ball, with some sticks, with two other little domes. And so far, that's our basic character. Now, once you've done that, the next kind of stage for your mind is to put that next level on. Now, on top of that, you have your dome, you have your circle, and you have your sticks. So we have that basic underneath. That is basically what we've already drawn. So now we need to think about what kind of character. We could make it into anything. We could make it into a frog. We could make it into a bear. We could make it into a rabbit. Let's try a rabbit. So what kind of character do we want? Do we want... why don't we give him... We could give him like a top hat. We could give him some big, long ears. And again, at this point, you can see I'm not drawing anything. I'm just thinking about the shapes. And I'm trying to keep everything in my mind simple. Nothing is complex, no detail, nothing. So we have our head. Again, we're giving that dimension. We'll give a center line, and we'll give him a little nose. And what we're going to do here is that we're going to... What kind of clothes is he going to wear? Is he going to wear a suit? Is he going to wear a short jacket? Is it going to be a waistcoat? So for now, let's just think about a jacket. Nice and simple. Something like that. Now, at the moment, we haven't got any arms. So what kind of arms do we want? Another thinking again of simple shapes. Let's give him some little hands. And we can do little kind of bunny arms, little short arms, something like that. Now, oh, excuse me. I just sneezed in the middle of my drawing. Excuse me. And that's our basic shape. And we have our feet. So nothing there. And what we've done is we've taken our basic detail, which is that, and we've taken it to that, which is just adding some ears, adding a hat, adding a jacket, adding some arms, just stepping up this image in our mind. So once we have that, we are basically, there's nothing complex at this stage. So once we start to put our drawing down, everything should be following those shapes. So in your mind, I would like you to start with this, and we will build onto this, and from that we will start to add detail, which again is the next stage on top. And that's where I like to have my freedom. That's where I like to kind of let go and just kind of think, what is he going to look like? What does his face look like? What does his mouth look like? His nose, his eyes. And that is the excitement part for me. That's where I get my biggest kind of adrenaline burst, if you want to put it that way. So you can keep those on the side, and then we're going to go into the ink. Now, for beginning stages, I mean, I usually use a blue pencil if it's 2 or 3 characters, and I try and give myself little indications about where they are on the page. But just for this exercise, I'm going to copy my shapes across. Now, usually when I'm doing a drawing or an illustration, I like to keep it very kind of vague in my mind, very, very kind of, I know the basic shape of him, and it's got more than for me to spring load my drawing and the excitement. It makes the whole experience of drawing something much more of a beautiful idea. Now, we've said we wanted to have some kind of hat. So again, I'm just drawing in some, and we talked about having some kind of ears. Again, I'm just basically drawing those on. And this is, again, just keeping everything very basic and very, it's just giving me a guide. And I've done my skinny legs. And let's just move that one over. Let's just give him a little bit more of a stance, since we've got these big feet, these big domed feet. And that is everything. That's everything that my mind needs to worry about. So at this point, oh, forgot his nose, for his nose area. We talked about giving him some kind of jacket. That's it. So everything is on that paper now for me to go and draw and have fun and go crazy. Okay? So we already have that shape, so we know that. And this is where we start to have fun. So we're going to start by thinking, what is it important? For me, I like to work from the left to the right, so I don't smudge my ink, so I don't have any problems with any kind of drags or drips or splashes. I try to work this direction, so my hand is not crossing any ink or any lines that I've done. And that's a really simple way to do things. So here's where we start to have fun. Try to draw from the left to the right if you can, and try to centralize anything. For here we have two ears. It might be easier to draw the hat first, things like that. So, are you ready? We're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to start with the hat. At this point, we are only worrying about the hat. Do I like the line? Do I like the feel of the line? Do I like the structure of the hat? That's all that I'm thinking about. At this moment, I am not thinking about the rabbit. I am not thinking about any of the other shapes. I'm just thinking about making this line beautiful for my eye. Obviously, you can't think about, everybody will see it different, but that's the hat. And that's on top of the rabbit's head. We're going to do a nice little, why don't we stick one of those little, those little tags that they have in some of the shops, they have that. Again, it's just a little detail. I didn't think about it. I didn't plan it. It's there. On top of the hat. I like this idea that maybe the top of the hat is kind of broken open. So I'm going to kind of make it a little bit rough. Again, not planned, but we're just... the top of the hat is busted off. And it's just adding details as you're working on your basic simple shapes. In here was just a square for the hat, and that's us drawing the hat. Hat is done, finished. So let's just work onto one of the ears on this side. Again, it's just going to be like a big sausage. Maybe we can kind of get a nice kind of fur. Put some little ridges on there to kind of give it a nice feeling that it's a big furry ear. And just bring it back into the body. And all we're doing is we're just thinking of the ear, nothing else. Just enjoy it. What does a rabbit's ear look like? Just that. You know, if you start thinking about the rabbit and what, you're going to start getting to a point where your drawing is going to look dreadful. You're going to start getting under pressure. You're going to feel stressed out. You know, you'll probably start dreaming of coffee halfway through the drawing. And there's our rabbit ear. Comes down, looks okay. So, we've already done the ear. We already know the shape. The shape is this big sausage. And we've already drawn one. So, let's put the other ear in. There we go. Very, very, very easy. So far, this drawing is a very easy drawing to do, right? I mean, we've got nothing that's complicated. And we've already done one of them, and we're just going to copy it across. So, fabulous. We're having a very easy drawing. No, nothing too complicated at the moment. Blobs. Dear. So, at this point, you should be really enjoying this drawing because we've had nothing complicated to think about. We've just had two kind of big sausage shapes, a little bit of fur on the edge of the ear. Very, very simple, very, very nice. Very lovely. And that is starting to look so cool. Right, now we've got a little bit. This is going to be the most complicated part, and that is the face. What does this rabbit look like? In your mind, try to think of what this rabbit is going to look like. Is he going to be happy? Is he going to be sad? Does he have glasses? Does he have a mustache? Does he have big teeth or little teeth? And then we just try and have a little bit of fun. At the moment, I'm not so sure about what he's going to look at, but I did draw this big nose, so I'm going to kind of start with that. And I'm going to start with that. So, I'm thinking about doing some little glasses on him, just to kind of give him a little bit of a character. Now glasses, I mean, what are the basic shapes of glasses? Circle, and maybe a little sausage line in the middle. So, circle, line, circle. Nothing complicated. So again, we're breaking this down into some very simple shapes. We can draw a circle. So there's our circle. We can draw the line in the middle. And there's another circle or a slight oval. And there we have it. We've drawn our character details. And we're going to give him some little eyes because he's kind of like he's got little eyes because he needs glasses. I'm going to give him a couple of bags under his eyes. Some eyelids. Again, what's an eyeball? A ball. How many balls have we done? We've done a ball for the glasses, a ball for the nose, a ball for the eyes. So you can see that we're actually having a little bit of fun here because this is we're just drawing some very basic shapes, aren't we? Draw his little eyes in there. Now, I'm going to try and, I like this furry part that I did on the ear. So I'm going to try and carry that across. To kind of give him a little bit of a furry kind of cheeks, as it were, you know. And here we've got a nice kind of furry face to this rabbit. And we're going to give him a little mouth. And again, if you know about your animals, and you'll know that the rabbits have a little bit of a little kind of bowl kind of mouth, little cheeks. And we're going to give him some big buck teeth, as rabbits do. And just to kind of make it a little bit more interesting, I'm going to give one tooth is going to be slightly bigger than the other. Put his little lip underneath. Give him that kind of goofy feeling. And then we can bring in his chin. And that's it. We've got very, 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 very simple basic character. So far, it's looking alright. So, we've got our jacket. Nice big. Oh, look at that. Broken my nib. That happens. Again, you know, you broke a nib. Okay, so what? It's not going to stop us. Change pen. Same colored pen, but different nib. And we just keep going. Don't worry about it. Fix it later. You know, don't take yourself away from the drawing to fix a nib. Just, well, it's a nib. So what? I'll fix it in a minute. I'll fix it after I've enjoyed my little journey of drawing my hair, my rabbit. And so, what else did we have on our plan? Let's have a look. You see, we're doing exactly as we planned, exactly as we drew. Nothing has surprised us so far. Okay, so we've got hands coming in here now. We're going to have to think of how we're going to draw these little hands. And that's where we're going to, again, we're just going to be having a little bit of fun. We're just going to do some kind of round hands. We're going to try and fit some kind of fingers onto it. So you've got a little paw. We're just going to give him little arms in there. Nice and fun. Add a little button of detail. And we said that we were going to do a jacket. So let's bring the jacket up around the back. Also, yeah. So we can do some buttons on his jacket. Maybe we want a little bit of a pattern on the button. Let's just give him a little swirl just to add a little bit of fun. Maybe even in his lapel, maybe we could do like a little flower or something like that. There you are. So nothing special, just a little flower, little buttons, balls. There's a ball there, ball, and the hand. So maybe we can do a little collar. Maybe we could even give him a tie, which again, it's just a very simple shape for a tie. And that, you know, let's just keep up with the theme with ball, and we'll give him a spotty tie. How's that? And again, we're just following that theme of a simple ball. And most of our character has been built with simple shapes. So we're going to bring our collar back around the top there. Bring that out. There we are. It's not looking too bad, is he? I mean, I quite like that feeling that he's kind of getting this big, fat, chunky character. Oh, I'll blow with ink there, be careful. So we're going to be doing the other hand. Same as that, we're just copying that across. The main shape is a ball and a bent sausage. So it's, again, very basic. That's what we're just trying to keep, this a basic character. Not getting too complicated with anything. We're just going to try and draw his shirt. We're going to build that onto this kind of bent sausage. Just straight line, straight line, straight line. That's all it is. So, again, we're not getting complicated on anything, are we? So that makes everything a little bit easy. Now, at the moment, there is nothing there that has become complicated. It's been very basic shapes, as we've explained. And what has happened is we've now got to a stage where we're on the simple part of the drawing. We've finished all the complex things. So, at this stage, we should be very, 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 very happy. We just got the bottom of the jacket. Lovely. And then you can start thinking at this stage, you know, if you wanted to put some pattern on his jacket, did you want to make him goofy, and do you want to make him like flowers on his jacket, or what kind of character did you want him to be? You know? What kind of things were you thinking about when you were drawing him? When you're planning him in your mind as you're talking, and you know, maybe we just do like what about a nice thin pinstripe? That always looks nice, doesn't it? Very simple. Again, we're not trying to make it too complicated. All we're doing is we're drawing straight lines. Little parallel straight lines. That's all this is. So there is nothing, again, that's going to scare you or put you off drawing. And they don't have to be perfect size, as long as we've got some kind of idea that it's a pinstripe jacket. Cool. So again, we're just going to carry those lines down through his jacket, and we're just going to have fun with it. Don't get too wrapped up in the details about your drawing, you know. Is that and that and that, is it all the same spacing? Well, that's close enough. It's good. Yeah, cool. You know, it adds a little bit of character to it if it's not perfect. So enjoy it. Enjoy the journey here. We're enjoying the drawing. We're not thinking about details and is this like this or that like that. So we're just going to run these lines up. We're going to give him a nice pinstripe jacket. And so far, it's looking nice. What do you think? So pinstripe onto his arm is just going to follow basically in parallel to the lines that you've drawn there before. So as the arm bends, the pinstripe will bend. Lovely. Very simple. You've done a great job so far. And all this time that we've been doing it, we've been talking away and enjoying our day. Nothing stressful. Nothing at all. So this is kind of telling you that while I'm sitting here drawing, I'm kind of thinking about this rabbit and what kind of a character is he? Maybe he's like an accountant or a boss or something, you know? It's like, makes it fun. Oh, just put my hand in some ink. Don't, that's not fun. So free your mind up. Keep your mind free and without stress, you know. You've got to, you know, I always think if you're enjoying the drawing, then the people that are going to be looking at your drawing will be enjoying it. And so far, I've enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a fun exercise of walking through some of the basic shapes like we did in our plan. So, we've got 2 legs and 2 feet, and that's it. And that is our complicated drawing done. I mean, you know, what kind of trousers are we going to give him? Why don't we give him some big wide bottom flare trousers? That'd be cool. That'll look nice with his suit, wouldn't it? Don't worry about my rough, scaggy line. You do your line. You do whatever you like, whatever makes you happy. You don't need to follow my style of drawing. Everybody draws different, and if you can find your style of drawing, you'll love your drawings 100 times more. Let's just copy that across. Just starting thin, and we're getting a little bit wider as we go down. So nothing complicated. So don't get stressed out at this stage. My drawing style is a little bit more messy, and I love to see this kind of loose ink, and I love to see a little bit of life in my line, but you can draw this with a very neat line. As long as you keep your mind open, then you should have a lot of fun with it. My drawing style has just been something that I've built up over years, and I've got looser and looser as time goes on, and I love it. I love the way that my drawing style speaks to me. It speaks to me as connected to how I feel, and that's the best thing you can do. Is if you can draw something and you feel excited at the end of it, you feel this kind of burst of adrenaline, then you're the luckiest man on earth, you know. Well, I'm just going to give my rabbit 3 toes. I don't know how many rabbit toes a rabbit has, but I'm sure there's going to be loads of people writing in saying rabbits have got 16 toes or whatever, however many they have. And I'm just trying again here just to try and keep it fun, trying to keep the rabbit's feet big and chunky, and once you've done one, you're just copying it across as best you can on the other side. And that is pretty much our little accountant, or whatever he was, what were we saying, businessman, and that's our rabbit. And the beautiful thing about it is that if we actually take our drawing and if we show you the basic shapes, you can see it's exactly as that. And we've built on some rough, more detailed shapes on top, but still very, very loose. And look at that. That is exactly what we've done. Yeah? So that's what I'm trying to basically explain about taking a basic shape, add to your basic shapes, adding the hands, adding the nose, adding the ears, and then taking that, putting that in your mind, having that confidence that you know what shapes are going to be there. We have a ball, we have a dome, we have a long sausage-shaped hat, we have two big sausage-shaped ears, little stick legs, and then two domes for feet. And that is our whole drawing done. And we've thought about some of the little details as we've gone along. Oh, forgot some pinstripes on his arm there. We thought about some of the little details. We thought about the little buttons on his arm, and we thought about his tie with the spots and flower on his lapel. These are all little details, and you could have gone a lot more. You could have put pockets on his jacket. You could have put a pocket watch in his hand. Whatever you think as you're building your character. And what's beautiful about that is once you have that shapes down, you could basically do the same shapes and draw a crocodile or a dog or a bear or something with the same shapes. Try it. And as long as you have that confidence there and you have that imagination on top, you can have a very, 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 very beautiful drawing. And on top of that, we are going to put a lovely big... Don't forget to sign your drawings. You know, drawing and signing your work is part of it. So, get in there. When you've done your drawing, get in and put your name there. And you will feel so fabulous. And once you've done it, call your wife, your husband, your whatever, boyfriend, dog, cat, neighbor, whatever, and show them what you've done. Show them that you've just sat there and in about half an hour you've drawn a very expressive, very, 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 very attractive rabbit. Mr. Hare, the accountant, and we're done. So I hope that has gone down to explain a little bit about working from basics. That some of the people were asking, Joshua and people like that. There it is. As clear and simple as you got. Any questions, send me a comment, ask, and if you enjoyed it, send me a comment and tell me. Tell me how much you love this very simple, very expressive way of drawing. Thank you very, very, very much. My name is Kieron Seamons, and I had a fantastic little lesson. If you want any more lessons, let me know. Thank you very much, and have a fantastic day.